Hey everybody. Well, it's like 8 a.m. something like that. Of course, I can't sleep in anymore. But uh, said I was working on something different, and I finished those up this week, and I'll give some information on those. As you can see, my closet full of all my boxes and everything of all my weapons and tools is. This is now being overtaken by the future wife too. So I'm gonna have to hopefully find a new spot to put everything, or I don't know, maybe try and get some of this stuff out. Anyways, the first one is just a regular spearhead. It's about 6 inches long, the blade. Overall, I think it's about 12. It's fixed just to an ash pole. It's just friction fixed, which pretty much I tapered this down and then put the head of the spear on it. And then I have a thick piece of lead downstairs that what I do is I'll take it and I'll slam it into the lead, and it kind of slams it into the taper. And this is rock solid on there. But it's pretty nice. I got this from KultofAthena. This is the one thing my girlfriend asked me. She's like, well, how come you didn't make it? Well, to be honest, this whole part right here, this tapered socket, I still haven't quite figured out how to make yet. I've been messing around with ideas, and I still have a hard time making that, so I decided, I'll just buy the blade, which I don't do very often, but I added some leather and then some cord. This is left over from the folding comma, just to kind of ease the size difference from here to here. But I think the head was, I think, like 29 bucks maybe, and it was fairly well made. There was a couple spots where I had to touch up the welds and regrind it, and the socket wasn't perfectly round, so it was a little bit of a pain. Then the ash pole was like $5 at Lowe's. It was actually a broom pole. You just gotta check to see which one you're getting, because there's different types, and there's one that are ash, and ash wood is the best wood. But it's about 60 inches overall. It's pretty cool, kind of a, it's a normal spear. I don't know, I've always thought, the spear was probably the first weapon that man used, was just a sharpened stick. So I think the spear holds kind of a, I don't know, ancient theory, or whatever you call it, to it. Anyways, next is on to the big boy. This one was expensive, mostly because of the damn pole. I couldn't find any ash poles that were long and straight and what I needed. So we'll talk about the blade first. This is a spearhead, also got from KultofAthena. I think this was like 32 bucks maybe. It's like an 11-inch spearhead, and then a little over a 6-inch socket. Which this was from Windlass Steelcraft, and the craftsmanship on this is unbelievable. These things are beautiful, very well made, and yeah, cats everywhere. And then the other end, I got the end spike, which this was only, I think, like 19 bucks. But the nice thing about this is a socket right here, but from here up, that's one solid piece of steel. That's not hollow. I mean, that's a big chunk of metal. So let me talk about the pole, and I'll set this on the couch over here to show you how long this thing is. This was I think overall it's a little over 90 inches. So it's a big spear, but that's how they were. The ash pole is actually a hexagon. No, wait. No, that's an octagon. It's an octagonal pole. Ash wood, extremely strong, extremely durable. And that was a bitch, because trying to find something that long and made of ash was a pain. I ended up getting it at a place called shrilltree.com. I don't know, the pole, I think it was like $28, and then it cost another like $20 to ship it, because the pole was actually 8 feet long. So it was oversized, so they had to charge me extra shipping. Yeah, it was from North Carolina, so if anyone's watching this video and you're in North Carolina, you're lucky, because you can probably drive and go pick this up. But I did have to taper the ends. This end had to be tapered down to I think an inch. Nope, I'm sorry. This had to be tapered down to an inch and a quarter at the biggest size. But this size had to be tapered down to an inch, so that has a longer taper on it than the top one. These are friction fitted, and they are pinned. You can see the pin right there. I still need to finish cleaning those up a little bit because they look kind of janked up. But I don't know. I've always liked the Greek warrior, and I'm not talking about the Spartan because everyone thinks the Spartans are awesome. I'm talking about the hoplites. More of what you saw in the movie Troy. Those, I don't know, I always like those warriors. They're really fast. I don't know, so that and it's something different besides the Japanese items that I normally do. But, so that's the big ass Greek spear. You can see if I stand it straight up, that almost reaches to the top of the ceiling. So that's that. Turn off this light. Then I'll take a little trip. My coffee mug. I love Detroit. I know not many people do. And I'll show you the next thing I got going on. If anyone's asking, yes, my hallway upstairs is red. That's what happens when you get drunk and you and your brother decide to paint. Okay, back to the workshop. Turn this down. What I got going on down here, I'll set that right there. Here is my piece of spring steel. It's 1/4 inch thick, 3 inches wide. You can see it's 6 feet long, just shy of my top of my head. But this is my next project. I finally got this in, and surprisingly, I work at a tool and die shop, and our steel company, they were going to charge me out the ass for this thing. They were going to charge me like $200, just because they said it's a different type of steel, and they have to custom order it. But I went on to McMastercar.com. I know I mentioned that site a lot, but they always have a whole bunch of different things there. And this piece of steel, it was a little expensive. It was around, I think, $60, but that's actually not bad considering I got 6 feet of it. And then shipping, surprisingly, was only like $15. So altogether, this was like $75, and I'm going to be able to get a lot of pieces out of this. Plus they shipped it within 1 day and it got to my house. I know there's a McMaster car in Ohio, so being from Michigan it's probably a little bit better, but I'm going to be making a sword out of this. I don't know what design yet, but I'm going to be working on that probably today. And I think I'm going to do some, maybe a naginata out of this. Because I got some old sword handles and I got a bunch of stuff laying around that I want to try and use up. Especially this right here, which is the drop off of that Greek spear that I made. It's a nice octagonal ash pole that I don't know, I really want to make something out of it. I just almost want to just make a club out of it, but I don't know. I got a bunch of extra stuff laying around that I want to try and use up, try and make some new things, but I really want to try my hand at making a sword. And this is 5160 spring steel. If anyone's wondering what kind of steel that is or how to, you know, how good it is, this is the same stuff that leaf springs are made out of. So when it's hardened and tempered correctly, it's got great resistance to breaking. You know, it'll flex a little bit and spring right back. There's a company called zombietools.net. They make a lot of badass swords and machetes. This is what they use. They use a lot of 5160. And if you want to check out some of their videos, they take one of their swords and, you know, they beat the hell out of this thing, and it finally breaks when they try and start hacking a cement barricade. But they go through hoods of cars and other cool stuff, so I just got to find a design and then start cutting it out. I got a new grinding belts. I got a new grinder. I got a huge one down there. It's a 7-inch grinder that'll help take these edges down. So that's my next project. So hopefully I'm going to start working on that today. I got the weekend off. So that's really about it. I know it's not a quote-unquote Japanese video because I showed 2 European spears, but I thought they were really cool. And the site KultofAthena has got great stuff. There's a lot of stuff there from, you know, handcrafted people that sell their stuff on there, and that windless steelcraft. It was made in India, but not gonna lie, it was pretty good quality. I got some bamboo poles back there that I'm gonna work on, maybe make something out of that. So kind of building up my supplies for the summer so I can get some cool things out there. So that's really about it. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and hopefully next weekend, maybe during the week, I'll upload an update on my sword adventure.